right, now that Steve has shown me how to use Zoom, we are officially recording. All right, so this is our first outreach meeting after our Blog-A-Thon. So there's a couple of things I want to cover. The Blog-A-Thon post should be getting their badges. I went through that with Siddharth on Friday. But the more important thing to talk about is just start writing my notes. And please sign. Go ahead and make sure you put your attendance in. So there's two docs that I've shared. Make sure you put that attendance in. Okay, Blog-A-Thon. Oh, let me just take my notes here. I don't know why this is. Okay, Blog-A-Thon has completed. Next project for the outreach is our May 20th event. Okay, so let's talk about that for just a sec. Let me share my screen. And let me go over to the doc. I thought I had it up. I do. Okay. So what we're going to do for the May 20th event, this is going to be, you know, I would say we can think of this as a educational experience for us all to be able to put one of these on. And in order to do so, I really want to get as many of you involved as possible, but it's going to be just a morning. We're going to start it out with our famous beer and donuts, which will just hang out, and we'll go through everybody who's been awarded a badge. So we'll kind of do a little award ceremony. That will be done live at 8 o'clock Mountain Time, which is this time for you on May 20th. And I think that's a Thursday. If I check really quick here, what is May 20th? Yes, that's a Thursday. So it'll be May 20th at 8 at this time. So we'll do our beer and donuts and we'll do an awards. Then we will jump over to the Discord channel and I will have pre-recorded these sessions. And then including Steve's closing. So what I need from the group, so I'll do the intro, Steve will do the closing, and we're going to pre-record those. I need 10 people, and I know that's ambitious, but I'm looking for 10 people to work on these particular topics. And the way it'll work is one person will host it, be the sort of the person who does the intros, and the other person will do the presentation. If you have never done a presentation before, I highly recommend you do this because this will be to a small group and it'll be a really, really good experience doing the presentation. If you've never hosted one, then please sign up to host it. Garima and I will be doing the recordings. So we'll schedule through, Garima will record 3 of them. I'll record 2 of them plus mine and Steve's. So we'll be all ready to go on the day. And then I'm just going to post them through the Discord channel at these times. I thought I did, but you probably signed in. That's right.
You sent out an email too.
Yeah, I did send out an email. I'm hoping you all got it.
I signed up.
Awesome.
I'm going to talk about surfing. Just kidding, just kidding.
I think that would be awesome. You should use some kind of an analogy at least. There you go, Steve. So it should be fairly easy. We're not going to make this terribly complicated. We're just going to be able to host an annual, we may do this twice a year. I think we do May 20th and December 8th would be our days because December 8th was our official day of being introduced into the CD Foundation. And May 20th is, of course, our Abraham Ortelius' magical day of producing his maps. Yes, I did titled it. I called it the Ortelius Microservice Masters. And Garima wanted us to align it with microservices. She felt like that nobody's doing any real conferences around microservices. While we're way too small to take it on, we decided to go ahead and use that name. If there's another name that anybody wants to throw out there, I am totally happy to change that. And we can actually chat about it. Let me just go through the talks that I think are important. Implementing a microservice architecture using a domain-driven design. There is quite a bit of information out there on what a domain-driven design is and why, and now in microservices it becomes more and more important. A way to organize your services so they can be properly reused across teams. And then really educating on what a domain-driven design is, and then demonstrating how Ortelius uses a domain-driven design to implement in a physical way, I guess you'd say, what you write on paper to say these are the domains that we want to manage. This one is really Karam's. He wrote a pretty interesting article on this for the blogs, and I felt this was really one that we needed to have as a proper talk.
Are you doing, screen sharing?
Am I not screen sharing? Sorry.
Mm-mm.
Okay, thank
But I had a
you.
good visual image.
There we go. Is that better? So implementing a microservice with a domain-driven design. This observability and visibility, and maybe we can get Karam to host and teach this to somebody else so that they can present it. Why is your blast radius important? And that I am actually just finishing up a blog myself. So anybody who wants to take this on can read the blog, and I'm happy to mentor anybody on any of these topics. Pitfalls of monolithic practices in a microservice architecture. This one would be something like Sergio. This might be something that you might want to host, and which means you would be coaching somebody on doing the presentation itself. And this has to do with how people are starting to use namespaces to silo services so that they're not impacted if a new service is released. So we use our cart service often. If you have an online store company and you have 4 stores, everybody should be using the same cart service, but oftentimes what's happening is that they're siloing it, using their own clusters or own namespaces so that they're not impacted by a change in something. And this also goes to the blast radius. So these two kind of work well together. And we might switch these. We might actually, that kind of makes sense. Put this one in front. Because this one's going to teach about basic architecture and what a monolithic architecture looks like in a cloud native environment. And then this one's going to show how you can manage where things are running. And then we need someone to take on the roadmap for what we're going to do with GitOps. And I think there's been some work done on it. And these are just 30-minute presentations, all pre-recorded. So if there's something that you mess up in the recording, we will just delete it and edit it out. So there should be it shouldn't be totally scary. So sign up, please. I'm going to put that message out again to the broader group. I'll probably put it out a few times. We need to get moving on this. I want to be able to make announcements by April 20th, which means that I want to have, I'm going to do a social post on all 5 of these. Your picture as a host and your picture as a presenter will be created on a little graphic for pushing this stuff out. So we're trying to give you guys some love and attention, as well as, a learning experience for putting together the conference itself, and work on really just educating ourselves about these topics so we can start talking about them in a broader way. And if anybody has any other suggestions on what we might want to do, Garima would like to post a survey about this around this time. So if anybody's interested in working on a survey with Garima, she can't attend these calls because she's got to stand up for work that she's got to do. But if you're interested, reach out to her and let her know that you're interested in helping on a survey. I'm assuming she's just going to get a shared doc together to start working on it.
And Tracy, one thing, sorry, go ahead, see.
I was just wondering where are you having people sign up?
I just ask people to send me an email back if they want to do this. But right now that we have this as shared doc, just put your name by it.
Like a comment?
Yep, like a comment. Just go ahead and put your name down. And the ladies that are working on She Code Africa, you are so welcome to participate in this. And in fact, I would encourage you to pick a topic and, and let's work on it together. Very much love to have you guys present.
Okay.
This is intended to be, and keep in mind that successful open source communities have a lot of fun, and they have a lot of ways to work with each other and to build the sense of community and provide a way for people to improve their skills. I think that presenting is one of the most important skills you can have to build your own personal brand. So the more opportunities we can give to do these kinds of little mini little mini conferences, and like I said, we should probably do one in May. We should do one in December, and format it in this way, and give as many people as possible the opportunity to present and to act as a host. Any thoughts?
And if you want to just make it, if you don't want to worry about a PowerPoint, you could always just do a chat. We did that just recently with the DevOps World. No. What was the one you just did, Tracy, for?
DevOps Online Summit. We recorded 5 for that. Siddharth and Steve were on that. And we just did a question and answer. So we came up with 5 questions and we just went through and talked in that way. And we could do this the same exact way. So you could do it you could even do it in a panel if we wanted more than 2 per talk. We could get a couple of you together to do a panel. You can do it any way you choose to do it.
I was suggesting that only. Before I wanted to pitch in, I suggested this only. Let's have one panel discussion also. And believe me, if Tracy is as good as speaker, she is as good as host also. So you will not feel like, when the recording is done and you are, it is all done very smoothly actually.
Why don't we do this one as a panel?
Yes, one panel discussion.
Since this one will be we haven't started this project yet, this one will be a discussion on how we're going to do it. We can do a panel of this. So if you want to sign up to be on that panel, doesn't matter how many people, we will have as many out there as wants to be part of the panel. So yeah. This one's going to be a fun one, but I've already started. Sergio, are you signing up for that one? Awesome, thank you. You're perfect for that. I started a blog on this. Steve and I had a long discussion about it, and I'll be posting that blog today. I always let them set for a while. This is a blog for Deploy Hub, so I'll bring it up to show you what I'm thinking on this topic. It's out there. I just haven't announced it because I have to read it over and make sure it's correct. So on this Know Your Blast Radius, I cover why there's a problem with a blast radius in a microservice environment. And I show this sort of model that companies are going towards, where you have multiple clusters and you have everything installed in your cluster. This is what I call a monolithic approach in a cloud native world. Where we're trying to get people to go to is thinking about having the ability for each shared service to be available for all applications who consume it. Now, this is how Ortelius breaks out the domains, so that these would all be a separate domain, so that the candy store, clothing store, and toy store all are aware that those services are available. They don't have to install them locally because they're already out there and running. All they're worried about is their front end piece. So this is the kind of discussion on that topic. Now, the next topic from that is, when you do, in this environment, when you do get a new version of the shipping service, in our case here, candy store and toy store got the new version, but now we have drift at the clothing store. So that's the kind of discussion that we should be having, from understanding of, when you're trying to build a service-oriented architecture, you have to let go of your monolithic kind of practices. And this is sort of the microservice rename kind of, it just is just very monolithic in concept. This is really what we want to get to. So we have, and then on the one that you signed up for, Sasha, this is a really great article that Karam wrote on, and I would reach out to Karam and see if he'd host it for you, and that way he can coach you through it. Is it this one? Yes. So here's this one, and he talks about, what observability is, and then we go in and we talk about what visualization is. One's being proactive and one's being reactive. So I think it's going to be a good talk. And then once we get them recorded, I will create a blog, an Ortelius blog, that has all of them in the correct schedule. So one blog will show, and they'll just link to YouTube channels. And we'll go ahead and we will use them as, social networking collateral over the course of the next 6 months. I'll just go into the calendar and publish all of them. So your talks will be out there on a regular basis, and your name will be out there on a regular basis. And if we have 2 of you doing it, that gives you both of you, that recognition of being out there talking about microservices.
And one of the things that this is going to be a good practice for. So like I did one for, I can't remember if it was CDCon, and I ended up, it was all pre-recorded.
That was DevOps World.
DevOps World. So it's all pre-recorded, and I ended up with 3,000 people watching it. So
3,000 people.
Yeah, 3,000 people signed up for that.
So, but it was no pressure on me because it's all pre-recorded. So
yeah,
which was nice. I didn't have to, it was all pre-recorded, all edited up, and I just had to sit there on the Slack channel and answer questions.
So we really want those of you who have never done a talk before to really step up to the plate and use this as a way to get experience in doing these talks. And it will help, you from an ambassador perspective, it will really help. And on that note, I'm going to pass it back off to Siddharth to chat about what his thoughts are in terms of recognition. I chatted with him on Friday. He's got some ideas, I think.
Okay, hello. So a few quick things. One is on the event of May 20, we will be honoring, if that would be the right word, by handing over the badges to all the people who have contributed to the Blog-A-Thon. This is one thing. So please expect your badges to come out soon, at most by May 20th. In your email, which you can show across, share on your LinkedIn profiles and other social media channels. Second thing is our Ortelius Twitch TV account is now live. The account is live. We haven't posted it. So for the first podcast, Aditi and Karam have agreed to create some content for us, and it is not restricting to Aditi and Karam. If you think you have any ideas, maybe for 5 minutes, maybe for 10 minutes of recording, let's say Sergio and Sasha wants to discuss something in Ortelius, a 5 minutes recording, that's it. You make it live on Twitch. We don't want any formal medium, or we don't want presentation slide decks. We don't want anything to demonstrate. If you do that, completely great. That is second thing. Third thing is, besides the Twitch one, we are also started, and you would have known in our last call also, the training and certification program for Ortelius. What we're doing is we are building on top of what we have in the Deploy Hub training content. So we are just building up foundation content for it. And you will be certified, whoever is participating, that is one thing. And of course, yes, we will also term you as a certified trainers for the Ortelius training and certification program. So you'll not be only just certified, but you become a certified trainers on behalf of Ortelius. And then you can conduct your own programs. How you can do that, that is later to come up. But at this moment, we are looking forward for two certifications mainly. One is from the user perspective, another is from the admin perspective. So we have 4-5 nominations already to build the content. And again, we are not expecting too many hours from it. We already have a content for the foundations one. We just want to build on top of it, some wrappers to add, some wrappers to delete. That's it. The 3 announcements to be made from my end.
Yes, so expect after we get the our masters conference done, we'll be focused on, the ambassadors will be focused on pulling the proper training together, and that'll be a pretty heavy project, but once you are done with that, you will be a certified trainer, and I think that'll be a really good project for the ambassadors to work on for getting ambassador badges. So we got lots to do in the future here. We're keeping everybody busy and really coming up with ways to give yourselves, some press. Let's just put it that way. Building everybody's brand, because each one of you represent Ortelius, and the more we can get everybody sort of up to speed on being able to do these presentations and talk about it, the stronger the project will be. There was one other thing, and I should have written it down. We have the I don't recall now. We are going to want to, for the May 20th, we're going to want to nominate somebody, and I'm not sure how we can do it. Maybe we can just have everybody. I'd like to nominate someone to be our MVP for the year. Right now, I'm leaning towards Owen for the work he did on the website, because he did a phenomenal job of converting all that for us, which has really helped us get moving forward. So think about who you want to nominate and just send me an email. I think that's the best way. And then we'll talk about it. And we'll do some sort of an MVP award. Maybe I'll create one of Sergio's badges. The Evil Lord will have an MVP logo on it. Oh, and then the last thing is back on the website. So Sergio, what do we do with I want to get the animation up on the website. Do we have any idea how to do that?
I don't think there is a problem. It's just I was trying to using my time last week on the dev side, so I left the website part. So but let me finish this issue. I want to end one issue at least, and
Okay.
I will will go back to the site to add this animation.
So Steve, do we need to put a dev site up for him so he has a place to kind of play with the animation? I guess that can be done locally now, right?
Yeah, you can run it local, and then once we're happy with it, we have not split out a preview site yet. We have an issue open for that. We're getting the groundwork in place to do that.
Okay.
I will do local use. It's okay.
Cool.
I'm going to jump off. We're going to go do our coding stand-up. Unfortunately, it's on my Zoom account, so
Okay.
I'll see everybody, whoever, over on my Zoom meeting.
Yeah, let's switch.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't realize I should have scheduled it under Tracy so we could just keep going.
That's
We did
okay.
it.
These are supposed to be 30 minutes, and I think we covered what we need to cover. Unless Siddharth, you have anything else you want to get in there?
Just a reminder, if you have not joined the Trello board, please start documenting your work hard over there. And if you need any support of how to work on Trello, if it is new for you, if it is strange for you, please book time along with me or drop an email. We'll connect in person,
So,
virtually in fact.
so go ahead. If you've selected a talk that you want to do, did we create? We haven't. Let me create cards for each of the talks, and then we can assign them as people choose them. Does that work?
What I'll do is, Tracy, I'll do it on your behalf. I already have an email from you for all the
Okay.
talks.
Okay.
So I'll create the cards and put across on the Trello.
Okay, and then once you get the cards created, just assign those who have selected it from the Google Doc, just if you could just assign them.
Okay.
And then we'll know who we have to marry up to have two in each. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you. Have a nice week. Bye bye.
Thanks, bye.